It's been a minute, but welcome back to Halftime Habaneros. You're with your hosts, Justin and Matt here at Champions Round. Make sure you guys take advantage of the promo code BELOW SPICY. Spicy Slips. You can play, get a free $10 play on the Champions Round app. And we are here, Matt. It's been a minute, but we're back, my man. How you living?
I'm doing well. Exciting times. The NBA playoffs are right around the corner. I think we have a lot to talk about in this episode, and I'm really pumped to get into it.
Yes, sir. Well, we've been eating a lot of hot peppers, but I think one thing we want to do is get you guys more valuable information that you can use to make smarter bets and also give y'all something else to talk about. So we're going to go over some player props that we like for tonight's game. Also get into some teams that are making major pushes here for the play-in tournament and get you guys right before the playoffs start. So let's actually get started with some player props for tonight's action, Matt. One of the first ones I want to talk about is Brandon Ingram's total points tonight, sitting at 26.5, going up against the San Antonio Spurs tonight. He's been in action. Obviously, Zion Williamson has been out of action here for a while. You thinking over or under this total?
I think I'm going to go over here. I do. I don't have a lot of research to back it up, but I see Brandon Ingram, and I'm going over. I'm interested to see, as you know, you've been a lot more into the NBA right now than I am. I just came off of vacation, so I apologize. Next week, I'll be more up to date. But what are your thoughts?
Brandon Ingram to me is a guy that obviously this team needs to score. San Antonio Spurs are not a good basketball team, and their wing play has been, decent at best this year. So I think with CJ McCollum kind of taking over more of that point guard role this season, dishing the rock out, I'm actually with you. I'm going to go over on Brandon Ingram's scoring total over 26.5 points. All right, next up, we got the Cavs playing the Nets tonight, and Darius Garland is sitting at 21.5 points against a Brooklyn Nets team. They've been kind of up and down this year. They've made some recent trades, Matt, and I know, been a while since we talked trade deadline, but the Nets haven't been that bad since letting go of Kyrie. So should be a competitive game. You think he can get to over or under this total?
Now, here's the thing, Justin. I think we actually did a halftime habanero for a Cavs Nets game. I feel like we did
actually.
We did. And I remember Garland kind of going off a little bit in that first quarter. I'm going to go with another over there. I also like Mikal Bridges over 23.5 points in that game as well. So that's another pick I have from me. What about yourself?
I'm going to go under. I'm going to go under.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm going to go under with Darius Garland. And, it's not for the fact, but I think he can have a good game. It's just, we talk about that Cleveland. I've been down on Donovan Mitchell a couple times when we watched him or talked about him, and I expect him to have a big game. So give me Darius Garland. I'm going to take the under on that one. All right, the Washington Wizards were in the picture there for a while, Matt, in the play-in picture. They've kind of faltered as of late, and we've seen the Orlando Magic, who they go up against tonight, have some decent games as of late. They don't really look like they're a playoff contender yet, but it looks like they have a lot of young pieces and they're building that way. Bradley Beal sitting at 26.5 points. You like the over or the under?
I'm going to go under here. I am. And as you said there, I find myself whenever I watch a Magic game, they're young, they're fun, and they play hard. Like I never tune into a game. Like I'll watch them. They're down like 10 points, 2 minutes left. They're still playing hard. They seem like a team that, could maybe be going in the right direction. I'm a big Jalen Suggs fan, so I'm always rocking with him. I'm going to go the under on Bradley Beal. What about yourself?
Hey. Ain't mad at that. Bradley Beal under. I'm actually going to go over.
Okay.
I think he's scoring a lot better lately. And so I think the Wizards are going to try to make the play-in tournament, which I can't even tell right now if they are trying to or not. I think this is one of those moments where I'm going to take the over and trust that Bradley Beal will get it done against this Magic team. One of the darlings of the early season has played pretty well, kind of tailed off though. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, his point total sitting at 31.5 against the Clipper team, who's been playing a little bit better as of lately.
I think Shai shows up for the big games. I do. Every time I watch a Oklahoma City Thunder game that is on prime television or primetime TV or against a big market, I always see him going off. I'm going over 31.5 points. I like the Clippers. I was really high on the Clippers at the trade deadline. And then I just find myself watching Clippers games and frustrated by their offense. And it seems like so much ISO ball. And you can probably speak on that more than I can, but I'm going to go over on Shea. I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but I think he gets like 35, 36 points.
I ain't mad at that at all, bro. I ain't mad at that at all. You know, and Shea has had some big outputs, and this is a team that scores a lot of points. We saw the Clippers be involved with that highest scoring game of the season against the Kings, so it wouldn't shock me there. But give me the under with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Just in case this game gets out of hand, the Clippers, I could see some of the backups coming in for this team. So I'm going to rock with the under for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, we talked earlier about that Orlando Magic, Washington Wizards game. There's another player who's been playing pretty well as of late, Paolo Banchero. His total assist number is sitting at 3.5 versus the Wizards. What you rocking with?
I'm going under. I am. I can't really tell you why, but I'm going under. What about yourself?
Hey, sometimes it's the gut calls that matter, man.
I saw the under and I immediately went there. I'm going to trust my instinct.
Sometimes you got to just trust the instincts. You know, I'm going to trust the under as well. I'm with you there, even though I want to go over really badly on it. But I think Paolo is always looking to score, man. So we've seen him be kind of a five-tool player at times, but I'm going to rock with the under.
Let me take the lead on this one, Justin, because you're going to the game tonight. You're going to be in the building. We got Celtics Kings, De'Aaron Fox, total assist at 6.5. Are you going over under?
I'm going to go under on the assist. And normally I like to go over in situations where teams play against really good guards. Obviously, Marcus Smart, good defensive guard, Malcolm Brogdon. This Celtics team is just good defensively overall. And I'm going to be rooting for De'Aaron Fox. I want him to get more. I should take the over just because. But I'm going to go with under on assists because I think we can get more points out of De'Aaron Fox tonight.
Okay.
So,
I like it.
You know what? I'm going to switch it up. I'm going over, baby. Over assists. I don't care. I'm going over. I'm switching it up live on the show. I'm counting out all the assists tonight. So y'all watching, I'm counting them all out. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at least.
I feel like if you're going to go to a sporting event, you can't bet any or root for any under. You got to go on the overs, 100%. Yeah. My
gut says under, but my pride and the fact that I'm going to be there says over. So we're rocking with the over. Yeah, which one you taking? If you had to go over or under, what do you want?
On De'Aaron Fox?
De'Aaron Fox, total assist, 6.5.
I feel like you said under originally, and then your heart switched over to over. So I'm gonna stick with the under. I'm gonna trust the brains up there of yours. So I'll go under on total assists.
The brains were working. You know, the brains aren't always working on this guy in the last 2 minutes of the games. Russell Westbrook. We gotta talk about him.
Oh no.
The Clippers up against the Thunder. We talked about this matchup earlier and what it could mean, but Russell Westbrook has been playing better as of late for this Clipper team. When he first came on from the trade, they had to work some things out, but he's looked better as of late. Total assists sitting at 7.5. How are we feeling?
I'm hitting the over. I agree. I think like when he first joined that team, you know, they were losing games. It was easy to blame Westbrook, but from what I've seen, again, I haven't been watching a ton of basketball. I think he was I saw he's really close to having a triple-double a couple nights ago, and he turned down. I saw a clip of that or something. I'm going to say over. Give me 10 assists from Westbrook. 10 assists, not 8, not just the over. I'm going 10.
With the double digits on me, huh?
What about yourself?
Let's go with the over. I'm rocking with you. Let's go over. Let's get to 10. I think we can do it. At least 8, you know, and Russ I think he's finding his role in this team. It's tough because, you know, as somebody who's been a scorer for a majority of his career, this Clippers team is loaded with scorers, with people, playmakers. So when I look at Russ, I'm like, you know what? He doesn't have to go put up 25 points in a game. He can go be a distributor. He can go be a rebounder. So I like total assists over 7.5. Let's get to 10 just to be clear, without no sweat at all. Not spicy, nothing. Clears it. All right, for the Nets now, we got Spencer Dinwiddie's total assists sitting at 8.5, going up against Darius Garland there on the other side, who we talked about earlier. You think he can get over, or you think he's going to be under that 8.5 total for Spencer Dinwiddie?
I'm going to go under there. 8.5 seems a little high. I don't know what he averages per game, but for some reason, I'm getting a little gut instinct. I'm going to go under. I think he's going to be close to that 6-7 range.
Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie's a player who obviously can facilitate, but this team does need him to score as well. So I'm going to go with the under, especially against a tough Cleveland team. He should have the ball in his hands a lot. Undersized guard there on the other side with Garland for most of his matchups. So I think Spencer Dinwiddie can take advantage of that. Give me the under. I think he'll be looking to score a little bit more than pass. Clint Capella is our next player up, and his total rebounds are sitting at 11.5, going up against the Detroit Pistons, who are playing all their young guys right now. The tank for Victor Wembanyama is on. Total rebounds are sitting at 11.5. You think he clears this number?
I do. I think I do. I'm really high. I don't know why I like the Hawks. I said I like the Hawks like a month or two ago. I'm not saying they're going to win the Eastern Conference, but I'm going to go over here. I do worry about a potential blowout and him not playing a lot in the fourth quarter. But I'm going to say he's going to grab like 12 or 13 rebounds. What about yourself?
I mean, if there's anything that Clint Capella does, it's rebound the basketball. That's the one thing we can guarantee with him. So even though the number seems high at 11.5, I can see him getting a lot of like offensive boards, defensive boards. Give me the over in this one, especially against a team, Detroit, they probably going to be missing some shots. So let's get Clint Capella over there. I'm rocking with you. All right. This is another one. You know what? If I'm going to take an over, it might have to be this one, Matt. Jason Tatum, total rebounds, 8.5 versus the Sacramento Kings. You think it goes over?
I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. I'm going to go over. You're going to the game. I'm going to take the over on Tatum. I don't know where his rebounds normally stand. I think I've gotten him a few times at like, bad numbers, like minus like 300, 400 at minus or at 7 rebounds. So I'm going to say he's going to grab 9 rebounds. I think it's going to be really close, but I'm going to take the over.
I'm rocking with Jason Tatum's over, baby. We are going to get over 8.5 rebounds. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm going to watch every single one. This Kings team is very fast paced. Offensively, they're great. Defensively, they are not. So I think we'll see a lot of possessions. Jason Tatum's hitting that number today. So 8.5, book it. All right, a couple more here, and then we'll get into some other talk. Nick Claxton, total rebounds over 10.5 or under 10.5 against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I'm going to go under. I'm gonna take under. I've taken a lot of over on rebound props, but for some reason, I'm just not really feeling this one. I think this is probably outside of the game that you're going to, the matchup that intrigues me the most. Between the Cavaliers and Nets. I think this game's on NBA TV as well for anyone that's trying to watch. And we don't have any TNT or ESPN games, so this will probably be a matchup I tune into. Maybe I'll look stupid and he'll grab like 15 rebounds, but I'm going to take the under. What about yourself?
I'm going over, baby. Going over with Nick Claxton. Yeah, and he's taken on a nicer role since the trade deadline. They've used him a lot more, and he's had a nice rebound season too. So give me Nick Claxton. I'll take the over on this one. All right, and then last up, the boy Josh Giddey. 7.5 total rebounds against the Clippers. And Josh Giddey's normally a guy that can get you, anywhere between 6 to 8 boards, 6 to 8 assists. Like, I like his game. Against this Clippers team, Matt, what are we doing?
I'm hitting the over. Easy. Josh Giddey. I see maybe I might sprinkle on a little triple-double action from Giddey.
Hey.
You never know. I think this will be a fun game. I do believe the Thunder might hang with them, and maybe I think it's going to be close. I really do. I don't know why, but I'm going to take Josh Giddey. Not saying he's going to get a triple-double, but I think he will hit that rebound number.
Yeah, 7.5 rebounds. It seems like right about his line. Like if he got 6, it wouldn't surprise me. If he got 9, it wouldn't surprise me. So that seems like a pretty damn good number. I'm still going to go with the over 7.5 total rebounds for Josh Giddey. So that does it for our player props for tonight. You can participate in all 12 of those on Daily Dozen on the Champions Round app. Head through if you want to play for free, challenge to be on our leaderboard, win the top prize. You can also run it for cash, try to get some money and get all the props right and 100x on your money. So if you want to play Daily Dozens, head over to the Champions Round app, use the promo code SPICY below and get yourself $10 free worth of play, man. So obviously, I'm going to be going to the Celtics-Kings game tonight, Matt, and 2 of these are contenders. The Kings are tied for second right now in the Western Conference, and the Celtics are the second seed right now in the Eastern Conference. They've been sliding a little bit. Is there anything about this Kings team, Matt, that you've at least been hearing about, or you have any thoughts about this Kings team? As offensively, they look great. They look great under Mike Brown. De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis have taken their games to new levels this year. And the bench play has been tremendous as well. Any thoughts on this Kings team? You think they're legit or not?
I thought it was going to be one of those things where they fade off towards the end of the season. I didn't think they'd be able to keep it up, but they've been extremely impressive. De'Aaron Fox is about as legit as it gets. I think correct me if I'm wrong here because I was on vacation, but I believe you guys beat the Bulls and he hit like a 3 with a few seconds left to eventually win the game for you guys. And
you guys, I'm a Laker fan, man. You can't, you
sorry,
guys. Just
sorry,
I live
sorry,
in Sacramento. I just live here. I hate my
forget.
squad. I just live here.
I forget. But yeah, the games, like the atmospheres look great. Like I tune into like, you know, highlights. I see like ESPN or SportsCenter pop up, and I see like the endings of these games, and the fans seem extremely excited. And honestly, they deserve it. I'm really intrigued to see how this matchup plays. I love when you get like a top team in the East versus a top team in the West, especially this late in the season.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you can get almost like a NBA Finals preview.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to see. And this Celtics team, you know, for me, they're a tough team, and obviously they've been in the finals. We've seen this team make deep playoff runs in the past, so I know what to expect from them. But I'm going to be in the building tonight, and it feels like it's going to be a playoff atmosphere type game against one of the elite teams in the league. But the Sacramento Kings have cemented themselves. They're in the top of the West as well. So I think the Kings are ready to make a run here in the playoffs. Now, there's some good teams in the West, though. I'm concerned a little bit, but I think they have the ability to go on a nice little run here to finish the season and potentially get the first playoff series win in a very long time in the city. Matt, I'm not even sure you were born the last time the Sacramento Kings were in the playoffs.
I don't think I was. And would you go to a game? I mean, you would have to go to a play. I know you're a Lakers fan, but that would be.
Yeah, I'm still going to the game. I'm gonna try to find a way to get into some playoff games, man. Whether I'm covering them or not, I might have to just be in the building. Doesn't even matter, man. But yeah, it's been a long time since this team's been relevant. So shout out to the Sacramento Kings. Speaking of teams, you know, obviously Kings are not my team. You live in Toronto, so you live in Canada, I'll say. So correct. Toronto Raptors are not your team, but you are wearing the jersey of your team there, Matt. Chicago Bulls have looked a lot better as of late, my man. Pat Bev has been leading the resurgence. DeRozan's playing like the DeRozan that we expected to play. How are you feeling about this Bulls team right now?
This is what I've been waiting for all season. You know, ever since the All-Star break, you know, Zach LaVine's starting to look like Zach LaVine. He's shooting at a high percentage. He's playing smart. You know, him and DeRozan are playing some defense. It seems like Patrick Beverley was kind of the piece. I'm not saying they're going to win the NBA Finals, but he's kind of gotten this group together and made them play up to the talent that they, because, you know, across the board, we have a really nice roster. And you know, the Lonzo Ball news, we haven't even talked about that, is just heartbreaking, and I feel for the guy. And it's one of those things where I question, will I ever see him in a Bulls uniform? Like, where is his career? You know, it's really, really, really sad, but it's cool to see this team, you know, finally start to play up to their expectations. It's a little late because, you know, we're fighting for a play-in game right now. And that is that's a scary thought, but at the same time, you know, come NBA playoffs, anything can happen. I like the way the guys are playing. You know, well,
let me ask you this. So the Bulls right now are sitting in the 10th seed right now in the East. They've climbed out and they're actually in the play-in tournament.
Yep.
And we've seen the Bulls when everything is locked and loaded. This Bulls team is a good basketball team, right? It was kind of like, why is this team not playing well? Like, I think a lot of people had questions about the Bulls. We're seeing them playing locked in now. Pat Bev, you said, could have been the missing piece since they've been missing a point guard all year. You think this Bulls team can actually go in and do some damage against a team like the Celtics or the Sixers if they got matched up with them in the first round?
I do. You know, last night was the first time that the Chicago Bulls have beaten Joel Embiid, which is a crazy thing. I think he was 12-0 against them beforehand, and we went into Philadelphia. You know, it took double overtime, but we got the job done. I think some of these teams, like, you know, if we're facing Giannis in the first round, that's not happening. Let's be honest here. But if we faced like a Philly, or if we faced even Boston, I don't want to see Boston, but I think this team has enough talent where they could at least make it a competitive series.
And that's interesting, you know, because it's not like the team doesn't have really good players on it. No. You talk about a trio of DeRozan, LaVine, and Vucevic. Like, that's one of the premier trios you're going to find in the league. So when it comes to the Bulls, man, I think that they're a legit team. It's just they made their run a little too slow because they're probably going to get matched up against the Celtics or Bucks coming out of the play. And so that's the only unfortunate thing I can see. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to at least, if you can make the playoffs, that's a win, and anything goes.
Anything can happen. What about yourself? Let's talk about the Lakers. You know, earlier you said the Kings aren't my team. The Lakers are. How are we feeling? with what, I don't know how many games. We have 12, 13 games. How many games are left in the
Like
season?
10 games, somewhere around there.
games.
Yeah.
How are you feeling right now?
So this Laker team, man, we need to see Braun back because they're
Yeah.
really inconsistent. And we've gotten some good play out of Austin Reeves and Malik Beasley at times, Jared Vanderbilt, D'Angelo Russell. It's like we've seen the pieces all level up when we need to. But we haven't seen everybody on the court together for an extended period of time. We got to see Braun with these guys because that's the main thing, right? Yeah. AD is going to be inconsistent at times. But when LeBron's on the court, if this team can play well, they match up against anybody. So in the play-in, I think a team like Sacramento or Memphis would hate to see the Lakers there. No. I think the Lakers would also probably want to play a Denver team that they think they can beat. It would be a tough series. I'm not saying the Lakers would just go in there and win it, but I think the Lakers could beat anybody in the West at full strength outside of the Phoenix Suns, and that's really about it.
So is that like what team, let's say the Lakers get through, what team do you not want to see? Is that Phoenix, assuming obviously Durant's, healthy?
I think the teams that the Lakers do not want to see are the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
The Golden State Warriors have home court advantage. They'll beat the Lakers in 7. I think that's a team they don't want to see. I think the Clippers would be a good matchup. I think they would win. I think they could beat the Clippers. It would be one of those, 7-6 game series, depending on what happens. I think the Kings, Grizzlies, the Lakers would probably whoop them.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you at all.
It sucks because, they're both of them are like younger teams, but it's like they haven't been in there. The only thing I can say for the Kings, and I'll find out tonight, is that the home court is back in Sacramento. Yeah. It used to be like that at Arco Arena, and now Golden One Center is starting to get rocking. So we'll see how it goes, man. I'm excited for the Laker run, man, because I think if LeBron can get back on the court and play at 100% or 90% of LeBron, I think this Laker team will make some noise and at least has a chance in the playoffs, better than it was a few weeks ago.
I agree. I'm excited to hear how the game goes tonight and your experience and what your takeaways are from everything. I mean, like you said before, like just the environment and the atmosphere it looks on TV like it's going to be incredible.
Hell yeah, I can't wait to be there, and I'm definitely going to be playing some Spicy Slips. So you guys make sure you take advantage of it below. Get your free play in. Do Spicy Slips with us, and yeah, man, get the daily dozen entry in. That does it for halftime habaneros. Matt, you got any parting thoughts before we get off?
Not really. I do like Al Horford over 1.5 3-pointers in the Kings Celtics game. That's my final take. There you go.
Well, whatever Malik Monk's over in points is, I got to rock with that because he's been on fire lately. So, all right, guys, make sure you guys tune into the next episode of Halftime Habaneros. Me and Matt will be back soon. Peace out.